The 3, Alan.
They need a better performance 3 through 5. Parker called that a brutal Doom game, and as some of the detailed numbers from the match came in over the break, 5 Dooms cast in a 56-minute game, and you could just see in some of those replays the hesitancy running into those fights. Lycan's already shapeshifted, DP's already got ult up, Wukong's already down for Monkey King. Who do I doom?
Yeah, and that's the problem, because they need to initiate somehow, and
Yeah.
it's really hard for them to do that the way they're playing, because again, Lycan ults from behind and just runs in and starts the fight, and then Na'Vi can't do anything. They need to back with heroes. Luna gets overrun, or if she tries to stand her ground, then Monkey King will ult, and you know.
It's still possible though. If you have like Observer Words giving vision or a Shadow Blade to go scouting, you still can initiate. They just didn't do any of those things.
It's also worth pointing out that Velior is very new to this as well. This is his first LAN, has less than 100 games on his pro record right now, and that includes everything he's ever played. That's got to be a little bit intimidating going head-to-head with such a established roster as Vici.
Yeah, I think we're being harsh on him, but he is the new guy. He has got a lot of pressure on him, but he needs to step it up in game 2.
Yeah, and it comes with the territory, right? You can't sign for Na'Vi and just not play well.
Right.
There's a lot to live up to in that team, so there is that as well. Henrik, what do you want to see from Vici in the second game? Are you okay with the way they play, the style that they play, this methodical kind of play that I've called boring in the past, and Alan very politely said it. I mean, it still works. That's the point. They can win matches this way.
Yeah, especially when they're playing against Na'Vi. If you just play safe and smart, they're just a better team, right? And they've got better players. They just, as long as they play safe, as long as they don't go any tree and lich and some stupid bullshit like that, they're gonna win this game.
Why do you think they've been trying these newish heroes? I mean, we saw a Zeus there. That's different for them. We haven't seen them play that before. Lich, Treant. Why do you think they're doing that right now?
Yeah, they're a creative team, and Lanham, I think he's a lot behind it. He's old. He's played a lot of games. You want to try something new, and you scrim it for sure. Before, that's always how it is. You don't just try something random in a official game. So they've tried it before and probably were successful, but still. Yeah.
I mean, the weird thing about it, Alan, and God for that matter, is that we've spoken all season long about the fact that they're one of those teams that don't tend to go outside their comfort zone. They've been criticised in the past, in fact, for being too stale sometimes alongside newbie, just picking the same kind of core of heroes. So it's nice to see him branching out, isn't it?
Well, I've always argued that Vici Gaming is a team that may pick a lot of different heroes, but they usually do the same thing with them. And I think that's fine as long as they do play objective-based Dota, and they're quite disciplined as a team. I don't think, however, that you can get away with a laning phase like that against a better team. And that's what I really want to see Vici Gaming clean up here in Game 2. That laning phase is something that playing against a slightly better opponent you will get severely punished for.
Yeah, one of their 4 second places was at Captain's Draft, which is, really shows their versatility when you can get second place in an event where your hero pool has to be very big because you have no idea what you're going to play. That's where Secret and Vici got first and second. Well, those are probably 2 of the most versatile, unusual drafting teams at times.
Yeah, and Vici in that event, by the way, should have won 4-0 in a best of 5.
Yeah, probably.
That was crazy.
Yep.
Yeah. They were very, very good at that time. I think that's the one, if I look back on all of the ones that they've played in the grand finals, and you think, actually, they really should have won that one.
I remember running into Fata after that series, and he just looked dazed and looked at me and went, by the last 2 games of that series, I was just clicking spells. I didn't even know what's going on.
So a clock first pick for Na'Vi this time around. Again, gives them some flexibility, lane-wise.
Maybe we just see a tried and tested clock SF or something. Go back to ease of execution, go for something simple, straightforward. That's going to give you a strong laning stage. It's something Na'Vi have done a bit before.
Also a bit of a wild card here with the clockwork. Na'Vi had run it almost exclusively as offlane, 3-1 as general over the last 3 months, but with Velhor coming on board, you don't really know what his hero pool is.
Yeah, it's a good hero. It gives Na'Vi that initiation they kind of need, and like last game. But now they got the Naga, which is just going to counter-initiate everything. Pretty annoying. And we see the Mirana with the updates to the game. We've seen it a lot more. Mainly the Chinese teams have really liked this hero.
How do you rate this hero right now? It's looked really good in the games I've seen.
Yeah, I like it a lot. Her attack speed is just insane when she jumps. So her solo kill potential is really good, and you got the Naga set up now. So it's looking good, and just pick the Disruptor to make sure you don't get that on with the Naga. It's the classic one.
Yeah, a little bit of a deny, but also the ban phase anyway if they didn't want to take it. It's interesting, the limited amount of games that we found from Velior online, he'd most played in his career so far, which, as I said, around about 100 games, was Doom, oddly enough. Followed by the Tusk, the Rubik, the Bane, and the Sand King. Those are the
fairly standard.
Yeah, fairly standard. The other ones that he's played more recently include Elder Titan and Nyx Assassin, which is a little bit out there as well. He's also got a game on Pudge, Spirit, Ricky, Bane, and Tiny.
Okay.
Little bit out there.
Bit of everything.
We have seen a couple of those played as supporters as well.
So
you're pulling these from
Dota
Buff, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so these are in-house. Yeah, these are.
I mean, it's just literally whatever he's played in the last 3 months.
No, it's fine. It's informative when you got a guy like this that
absolutely, because
has
there's nothing else out there. I mean, you just you want to know, you want to get a feel for what does he like, what style of hero does he want to play on.
Yeah, playing a little bit of everything. You don't need to do that to be successful, however. You can just keep to 1 or 2 heroes.
Tell me about this story.
You don't know anything about this?
No.
Have you heard about that player? Apparently, he could just play 2 heroes and he won a TI.
His bounty hunter was really underrated, but anyway.
The good old days. I'm not sure how that even worked. I would like to see a bounty hunter offlane.
Yeah, no, I don't think that works now.
That was also the TI2 meta, where it's like, oh, nothing can offlane because it's like the hardest lane in the game. Let's send some Invis hero.
Hide in the trees.
But Navi targeting 11 quite a bit with some of these bans. Lone Druid, the Lycan in the first stage. Seems like teams will lose to Lycan in game 1 and then realize, oh wait, this is a team we just have to ban Lycan against. It's in the right hand, it just seems like it's kind of OP.
He didn't even have that great a game, did he, in game 1?
It did not. It was still a very key hero strategically, even though he, I think, played it quite poorly. It ultimately was one of the deciding factors.
I mean, it came on very late in that game, didn't it?
Yeah.
Well, and it counter-picked a first phase Luna, and then you picked very little hard disable against it. That's when Lycan's going to have a good game. Now, I like this, Brian, and while we're on the topic, not impossible that you might see a support Mirana, just like you saw a support Zeus. I would really like to see, I don't know that this is the game for it paired with a Naga Siren, but I would like to see that tried out at some point in this tournament.
I'm less keen on it,
all right,
just because I think it's pretty awful. I'm a big Mirana player. I played as support.
You think it's just really bad?
I played as support in pubs because like you suddenly end up on support when you're just not in the mood to play support, and you're like, what's a fun support? You pick Pudge, you pick Mirana.
Yeah.
But it's bad.
No,
it's bad.
So if you theory craft the numbers efficiency wise, Zeus tracks out as an excellent, very efficient support. Mirana is horribly inefficient. Yeah. But the Jakiro max ice path set up from the song. Yeah, and
she just does very little as a support other than the stunned arrow.
And it's
damage feels bad without any items.
And it travels
really you even hit the arrow.
Exactly, right? Yeah. And then you miss the arrow, and they just flame you anyway.
Traveling projectiles in the game.
But if you hit the arrow on the same time, you can win the game and get a kill middle and so on. But
we've seen some top professionals at this tournament so far miss Roshan. I mean, it's I'm just saying, guys. All right, it's not as easy as it looks. This arrow.
Roche can juke, okay?
That was it Chalice, I think?
Yeah, it was.
LGD.
Yeah. I felt much better about myself after that game.
LGD can't arrow Roche. We're all in a better place. Yeah. What are they going to get? Skywrath 4 position, Sky Clockwork lane.
All right,
it's a classic.
Strong pressure.
Yep. Brain immediately goes to Axe.
Still 3 through 5, very little hard disable.
No X possible with the clock. Yeah, not a lot of disable. Clockwork initiation, very good synergy though. You've got clock, initiate, instant Skywrath ultimate. The Mystic player has a good setup.
And the supports are very will easily die to that. The Naga can't cast spells when you get cogged and the battery is salted. Same with Jakiro, he's the very long cast time or point. But yeah, they got really good setup here with the Naga Sleep. You got Arrow and the Ice Pass, so Navi's got to be really careful here how they play, because right now they don't have any BKB heroes.
Do you play much Jakiro, Henrik?
No, not really. It was kind of fun when he was viable as an offlaner, but we don't see it a lot more often now.
So it's a mid now and again.
Yeah, usually doesn't work that well.
Yeah, G played it amazingly the other day, but that was very
Against,
specific.
right, that was a 9th pick TA, 10th pick Jack.
Yeah.
What do Vici Gaming want? See flexibility Mirana. With LGD, we're running Drow Mirana strats, but Sand
Wow,
King.
that's a little, okay. So this is core Mirana. I think PL is disgusting.
Could be core Sand King as well.
Oh, PL got banned, okay.
Yeah. Navi, yeah, they do need a little bit more team fight and stunning. Because right now, they just have the clock. It's not that great.
10 seconds remaining.
Definitely going to want BKB cores against the Naga Sleep just so you can BKB
Oh,
before you get hit by
still in the
anything.
pool.
Although you can't BKB the arrow, so that's Not
Could
what
just
it's gonna
go
be.
something standard like DP as well if they want. A little bit boring.
Yeah. So I'd rather see them go for like a Clock SF or like a Dendy Quap.
Yeah, they definitely need to do something different because then if they play a normal game here, they're gonna lose.
I'm
for
down
sure.
with Clock SF. I think that's a gambit I'm willing to take.
Yeah. SF Husker. Let's go.
Oh my.
Oh, he's very mad. He's
No,
screaming
no,
right there.
no save Husker. All right.
That's Coach Mikasa there. Not sure what he's on about, but we'll see what I want to do. Perhaps SF maybe
Okay.
less likely now with the Morphling pick. I was wondering what Crystallize is going to play. The SF just doesn't feel as good when you've got those hard farmers, which is like the Luna Morphling type heroes
Absolutely.
Crystallize plays. So we'll see more of a space creating Dendy mid, most
Well, this
likely.
is what they went back to at Epicenter when they won those back-to-back series. They went back to the Crystallize on his signature carries, the PL, Slark,
10
Morphling.
seconds remaining.
I guess we'll see maybe Dendy on a Quap
5
or a Puck
seconds
now.
remaining.
Something that can be a bit more fighting explosive. Or you just lose the draft and pick a DK. You know, that
Yeah,
could
no
also happen.
DK, please.
That's
We've seen that lose every game pretty much. now.
5 and 16.
There's a reason VP doesn't pick that hero. 'Cause they know. Even though they could probably make it work, but that doesn't mean you should pick it.
I do think they have to consider DP. I think you need something besides Morphling that hits buildings because Morphling is not going to be ready for quite a
Oh
while.
man, they banned
And
DK.
they
They
banned the
just saved
DK.
Navi's draft.
Saved
Navi.
all of us.
I think they'd have picked
Thanks,
it.
Vici.
I really do.
I actually think it's bad. I wouldn't have liked their draft, but it actually is probably one of the better heroes to round out Navi's draft.
Yeah.
Just because they want something tanky that can come online early. But I wouldn't have loved the pick.
Is that the Shrek missing? Yeah, it's not been banned either.
10 seconds
I was thinking
remaining.
for
Dendy
Vici, not
Lash,
for
Vici
no, I was-
Lash.
yeah, I was thinking more
no.
the
Vici are
one.
looking
They don't
for,
play it very much though.
They need
so-
their carry. They're looking
Yeah,
for like
they
some
do,
safe
yes, you're
lane
right. Yeah,
farmer.
Put paparazzi on one of his signatures. Honestly,
It's gonna be against what? Clock Skylane. What would you say?
It's
What
not
would
going to
be
be.
his
It's not going to be a
signatures, I
puck,
guess?
is it?
For Navi?
Yeah.
It could be.
I
like Puck.
mean, I think you could put paparazzi on anything. Razor, OD, Gyro, or his big three. Oh,
Dendy
boy.
Kanka. I don't know if you've
Okay.
seen that a lot. I've not seen him play that.
The Admiral on the panel and the Admiral in the game. What did Vici pick up last?
I still think you could go PL.
Bad.
He's
Oh,
fine,
that's
so.
man,
You went
my
over
brain
it
was
already,
stuck
Nas.
on that. Yes,
we all
I
know you're
know.
old, but
I am very
come on.
old.
10 seconds remaining.
Get your eyesight checked while you're here too, maybe.
I think you
5 seconds
could go back to
remaining.
the Monkey King. They picked PA in the past too.
Ooh. Monkey doesn't really solve the
Yeah.
Morphling too much.
What melee carry is good against Morph?
In the old days, it was anti-mage, but
Yeah.
don't rate anti-mage.
You've seen a lot of
Super
gyros
high.
used, but again, gyro morph.
That's
Yeah,
that's
that
not
feels-
the play. That's where Razor's also not that
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Morphling can take static link.
Well, OD
What
is a
about
big one.
the SF?
He's also a lifestealer. He's also a big lifesteal player.
The SF would work here, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it could. We've seen Miranda play in the side lanes as well.
Pretty
so-
rough lane, though. Kanka can kind of dominate that lane if he gets rotated with Skyrat. He can easily kill there. Just going for the
Templar
TA.
Oh
assassin.
wow. Okay. Safe lane Marana for paparazzi.
Gonna move Paparazzi onto the Marana and Ori on the T8.
So
Dendy's gonna take the Gunker.
Kanka against TA mid lane. How's that lane?
That should be pretty good for TA for sure.
Yeah.
She's one of the few heroes that do pretty well against the Kanka with the refraction.
It's got to
Can't
stay
get
out of the
pressed out.
torrents though, right? That strips
Yeah, she can easily be ganked for sure.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
the scary part because you just remove all the refractions with
the torrent.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But
Well, you guys were 100% absolutely right in the first game. Can you keep it up? Alan, which way?
I think the big thing for me is that Navi did not address what I saw as the primary issue with their draft in game one, and that's the disable 3 through 5. I'll go Vici.
Henrik?
I mean, how can I not go Vici Gaming? They're playing as Navi. Navi's not looking too hot. 0-5. Looks like they're going home.
Okay.
Navi, you're not back, Paul. Vici Gaming.
Okay, it's 3 out of 3. Very uncomfortable for Na'Vi fans right now. Send all your power through the machines and hopefully they will reach Dendy and his mates right now because they need all the luck they can get as they head into game number 2. Let's head back to our commentary team and see whether Vici Gaming are going to sweep them aside in 2.
Thank you so much, Paul. Na'Vi didn't look as good in game 1 as I thought, but game 2, this is their time, Trent. They're taking this. We're going to an ace match. Thoughts?
Wow, you're really going in on all this.
I'm in on the Na'Vi, dude.
Yeah, you're in there. All the
Na'Vi
way.
is back.
Okay.
I disagree heartily.
Well,
Gods.
I'll tell you one thing I'm already looking forward to is that this mid lane should not be the boring spam fest that it was in the previous match.
Now, that is true.
Yeah, this is kind of cool, right? We got the intricacies of the Tidebringer versus the refraction, the deny damage versus the splash. Oh my goodness, it is a mechanics dream.
Oh,
so
yeah.
much fun. Those intricate last hitters.
Now, I will say this Vici draft, again, a lot of stuns, a lot of disables, a lot of setup for this Mirana. Great ways to start fights. You've got that Naga Siren who can break up fights if they're not really going your way. But Na'Vi do have some options. Maybe a little bit light on control themselves, but that Morphling has proved a very potent hero throughout this entire tournament. And I feel like Kunkka is, well, maybe not an underrated hero, but one that has been very strong.
Yeah, I would agree. I think that instant burst is just, it's kind of ridiculous once you hit that mid game, right? Where you're like level 9, 10, 11 sort of deal. Even before the second point in the boat, it's more about just getting the secondary skill leveled up in the X. But
Little early skirmish here, some damage onto Lil, but a lot going the way of Fenrir. Now Paparazzi joining the party. That stun should secure them a first blood. Maybe a 1-for-1. Fenrir, no, the auto attack misses, but now Paparazzi in some trouble himself. Has to tango up as he eats the tree. Fenrir comes back in, will pay with his life, but makes it a 2-for-1 as Velor gets brought down. Paparazzi with a double to start things off on the Mirana as he picks up the bounty room.
yeah, looks like Fenrir was just a little too concerned there, thinking that it might have caused a death onto the Mirana. So the fact that he dies, Paparazzi will then drop a salve in the fountain for him to bring up to him, and Courier Jakiro will make sure Paparazzi's good to go.
Now that is some serious team love right
tell
there,
ya.
Trent. Your core buying a salve.
So mid lane, there were concerns, of course, in terms
up top,
of the ganks.
Arrow
Oh my.
connects on Morphling. The Naga Siren sets it up. It's a pretty easy one for Paparazzi, and another kill for Vici Gaming. This aggro tri-lane in the top already off to a ferocious start.
It's nice that Fenrir gets the kill too, right? You know,
Yeah.
I sacrificed myself so you'd survive before. I was your courier. Now I get a little bit of gold back my way. So
3-1 already. So, where are we at here? Mid lane, seems like it's fairly well positioned for the Kunkka, at least right now. Kind of excited to see how this one will fare, if the TA will actually be able to pull ahead or if Dendi can dominate. But back in the top lane, we'll see more damage coming the way on the Na'Vi, and this time it's Lil that ends up in the grave.
yeah, the problems of the Morphling games, you know, not the strongest hero early on. Definitely feels like he needs a little bit of protection. Our bottom lane's boring. Our mid lane might have some things happening, but for the most part, I'd say 80% of our action going
you
to be
don't
up
want to
here.
watch Sand King Clockwork just farm
I mean,
the lane?
the kill threat is incredible with the burrow out of Cogs. And
I
the,
did hear Power Cogs do a lot of damage, but now back up top. Fenrir taking some big-time right clicks, and the Thunder Strike will get him low, but Fenrir actually does live as he sticks up and eats a tree. Almost a kill for Na'Vi, but they fall short.
Trying to make sure we don't miss anything up there, but I am seeing Dendi. He's going to work. He's using that level 2 in the Tidebringer, get that bonus damage. You're hitting for like 100 damage on the creeps with your denies.
Back up top, lot him. You're not going to be able to look at this mid
I
lane,
know.
Trent. Just give
It's
up
exciting,
on it.
okay?
Now Na'Vi going to be able to find their first kill in this lane. It doesn't look like it. Paparazzi jumps in, putting a lot of damage onto Velor. That last auto attack will actually secure the kill, but Paparazzi gets another. Fenrir on the backside with a 2-hero dual breath. Won't be able to pursue to finish off Lil, but the pressure is real. So about that mid lane.
He's up to 7 denies now. It's looking great. Look at this thing. 11-7, 8-4.
Wait, Trent, we're going to have to hold that thought. Paparazzi up top. He's initiated on again. This time the Static Storm. No, it's a kinetic field. My bad. The right clicks are there, and they end the dominating streak of Paparazzi. Velor gets the kill.
Yeah, you got me. All right. Yeah, you happy with yourself?
Now,
Yeah,
Trent,
please.
this bottom lane.
I can't even. We don't need to look bottom. This is we're done with that place. That's for sure.
2 heroes mid, though, for Na'Vi. The Naga Siren kind of rotating in and now heading back up top. The farm starting to tip in favor of Crystallize. He does have 10 last hits. Now Paparazzi up to about 6. Been non-stop action here.
Yeah, mostly just a battle of the old deaths. So despite the little last hit disparity, in terms of net worth, he's way up. 1,800 right now just for the Mirana, and the Sand King's actually following shortly after. So we don't want to get carried away with these last hits just yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. We'll see. This tri-lane definitely favoring
Look at
Vici,
the little
though.
wraparound they got here. Some pressure on the Lil. I don't know.
There is a dire ward, though, so they have pretty good intel. They know what's going on.
He's playing well around the range creep as well, just making sure like there can't be a net arrow or anything.
Morphling, definitely not the hero you want in these kind of try situations. Jakiro just puts out so much damage with that dual breath. He did go for the second point in liquid fire, though.
All right, don't worry about your mana costs that way. That's for sure. True. He was getting a little bit low. Maybe thought like his spam was going to run out here.
Oh, now the net onto Crystallize. Arrow from Paparazzi, not going to be there in time, but the leap into the tree line, he saves it for Velor. It's a short duration stun, but the Skywrath not known for his survivability in the early levels, and that last auto attack from Mirana brings him down. Lanem with a net. No real follow-up there, but Vici continuing to dominate this try-on-try.
Yeah, Mirana might not be the hardest to carry, but we have seen her run on the side lane already this tournament, and one thing she can bring to these low lanes is just some nice, annoying right-click damage, and then the follow-up stun when it's possible, and she even has a nuke to boot. So maybe she won't scale as well with the same farm as a Morphling, but currently they are destroying, because look at the two supports she has. So tanky, Jakiro, Naga.
Oh my, another 2-hero dual breath Fenrir. He will go down, but sets it up for his Mirana once more as Lil gets finished off. Paparazzi could be in some trouble, does have a lot of stick charges. Waveform forward, Crystallize, looking to finish off this one as Velor with another Arcane Bolt secures the kill. Now Lanham left alone, but Fenrir respawn.
He's got lots of charges too on the Morphling though, dives right in.
Lanham goes down, and now it's just Fenrir. All of a sudden, Vici Gaming falling apart in this top lane, and that advantage they had goes right back the way of Na'Vi. Arrow does connect onto the Skywrath, so we might have spoke too soon. Paparazzi now, will he find a solo kill?
He's got 10 charges.
Is it going to be turned the other way? A couple of stick charges on Paparazzi, but Velor, he's going to pop his own. He'll stay alive. 4 HP on the Mirana. She actually lives. Lanham able to pick up that bounty room. Velhor doesn't want to die for it. Lil will finish him off, but they still get Velhor on the backside. So much chaos here as now Lanham is solo against Lil and Crystallize, trying to make it back, and he's not going to make it. Kinetic field hits him. Out comes that extra damage, and Crystallize actually might not be able to finish this kill.
But this bottom lane, I mean, it has just been incredible.
Well, it has been incredible for 11. Oh, wow, Ori died now.
Yeah, that was, sorry.
Yeah, thanks for that. But 11 is level 7. The Clockwork is only level 5. This bottom lane is actually really bad for Na'Vi. It hasn't been an even farm fest. It has been the Sand King show.
There's no real kill threat, but you have the cost.
There's no kill threat? What? Okay, you were right. I thought he was dead 100%. That's my bad.
It's my bad, guys.
General lives. The epicenter just doesn't do as much as he thought. I overreacted, man. I really shrewd that one.
It's okay. Well, we'll
So,
get there.
despite all this chaos, 8 to 9 in the first 7 minutes, it's relatively even. Vici have a very small net worth lead. Let's look at the net worth breakdown.
We didn't applaud as well, Lil. When you got that kill, he followed up with that nice little ward on the high ground. That's how he got the chase down kill on the Paparazzi.
Okay.
Sorry.
Gotcha.
I know you were following the top fight, but you got to give credit due. Lil had a rough game.
You're
okay?
absolutely right.
We got to build him back up here. I need some tips from my Skywrath. You know, he was the demotivator last game. He needs to look inwards. He's going to motivate the team.
With that kill on Ori, I mean, mid is actually looking pretty good for Na'Vi as well. Dendi's in pretty good shape, level 7 on the Kunkka. Looks like some rotations will be coming to the mid. D-Ward there. And Fenrir just going to head back up top.
All right, they're going to start off with the X here, though.
Torrent, bow combo coming onto the TA. Ori going to go to the grave again. A watery grave, in fact. This TA not off to a fun start.
Yeah, he was looking at it. Like, he understands. You know, he's not a dumb guy. If he gets X'd, it's going to be the combination. He has the stick ready and everything, but the Ancient Seal was not factored in. And that's what tipped that thing over for him.
I'm sure Ori has indeed brought the skills of Kunkka. Now Lil will be caught and brought down by Paparazzi. But yes, good. This is...
What do you want from me here?
This is like...
What are we doing here?
It's almost like watching two different teams, though. Game 1 was so controlled. We're going to see now mid lane more pressure coming the way of the Naga Siren. The Torrent was off the mark, but he will get X'd back. Or will he? Are they going to have the resources to find this kill, even with the stick charges? It's healed up a little bit. Now the Urn. It's going to be a close one. The concussive on the way. The Torrent connects, and yet another one. This time going the way of
top, though,
Na'Vi.
Paparazzi and Crystallize trading, and down he goes. That's a killing spree for the Morph.
Yeah, Crystallize really starting to recover. There is still a net worth advantage for the Mirana in this top lane, but the gap is closing.
last hit's not really something we can look towards, as you said. It's been a little bit weird down there, but again...
I'm still, this bottom lane, I think this is going to be the secret weapon for Vici.
Yep.
11 is so farmed right now. He's almost level 9, has treads, working on that blink. He's #1 on net worth. This is kind of a carry Sand King right now for Vici.
Well, this was back in like the bigger heyday of the core Sand King, which is kind of given way, I'd say, more so to a lot of these support Sand Kings, unless you have like the Leshrac as your support instead. But either way, like you used to find these big matchups when Caustic was a little bit better, right? These days we don't even see Caustic in the early game, honestly.
Yeah.
So 11's love and life in this 1v1 matchup, and that just means the Blink Dagger comes online. I like that he's not going for like that drums or anything like that. I really feel like he just needs to get in the game. He's got a Templar Assassin, he's got a Mirana on his game, or on his team. You don't need this whole like drums, aura item, just because I'm a safe lane, all kinds of farm Sand King. Get the Blink, get some kills going, make some space for Ori.
Exactly. You take the farm now and then use that farm to make space for the rest of your team. And
Oh, I love what Velor's doing here, though, eh?
Leeching a little XP. Pretty smart. General hook shots in. Good night, Ori. The TA dies again, and they're going to try to snipe the Ancients. They say, hey, Dendy, we got a little present for you.
That's a good solution there from General to the Cog nerf. Don't use the Cogs. That way you don't have to waste the extra mana.
There you go.
Easy kill.
So they kill some of the Ancients. They don't linger around too long. Instead, they make the rotation down bottom and leave a few Ancients standing. X, Torrent, both combo onto 11. Cogs even for a little bit of extra disable. And this Sand King will not have any options to survive. Another kill for Na'Vi.
And Na'Vi just looking fantastic right now. These nice rotations from Dendy. Now, in terms of the good Kunkka games, you know, you need one of two things. You need a lot of kills, or you can also go for like some ancient stats. So I want to see some of these options here. I think the fact that you have the Kunkka against CA is actually kind of nice to try and steal those, but...
Oh, Fenrir almost in trouble here. Veller does get off the ult, but he sidesteps it. Now Lanham's rotated in. He does get pulled back by the X, but even Paparazzi's here after TPing to the Shrine. The neutral creeps working against Vici. Nice deny from Velor.
Glimpse there, though.
And now,
the Morph steal.
Initiation onto 11. Static Storm, Kinetic Field. This Sand King's in a lot of trouble, and Crystallize almost gets it. Beautifully done by that TP, and 11's actually still alive. Crystallize could be the one in trouble. In pretty deep, a nice stun now onto the Naga Siren. He goes back to the Morphling. 11 channels the Epi, gets the stun and finds the counter kill. Beautifully done. They lose the Naga Siren, but well worth it to slow down this Morphling. Now Lil looking for the recovery kill, and he will get it.
Well, he was able to prove who the better Sand King was, at the very least. So congratulations, 11. Meanwhile, General finds a much better lane opponent in the Jakiro. Easy kill, taunts away. Thank you, Na'Vi.
17 to 10, looking like a 2,500 net worth lead for Na'Vi at only the 12-minute mark. This is a pretty darn good start.
Well, remember, they were here last game, though. These Na'Vi fans. They are not sucked in so easily to these net worth leads. You know, you got to do something. Yeah. For this game, they have a Morphling. They're set up pretty well.
The question for me is, can Ori recover? He is the big one for Vici that is really on the struggle bus. Lowest farming core right now, just picked up his power treads. He's just hiding in the jungle. I mean, this is true poverty mode for a Templar Assassin.
So the question is then, like, how do Na'Vi stop his recovery? We'd like to see some vision up around these ancient camps, but you don't necessarily need the wards. You can constantly flare, keep an eye on it.
Smoke rotations like this aren't a bad way.
This is great. You can also take them with Kunkka. It is very feasible.
Very true. So who will they bump into here? The smoke gets broken by Lanham on the high ground. They do manage to plant that ward. Static Storm, the Silence, and Naga will get brought down. Moonlight Shadow's been used, though. They've got the Shrine. Saw that glimpse across, but now the boat does connect on Ori. Looks like they are light on detection, and the TA will stay invisible. The double damage on Dendy, so Vici do need to be a little bit careful here. They don't want to man up against this Kunkka if they can avoid it.
That looked like such a great moment for Vici, you know? You're looking for this instant song, but he hesitated. I think he was trying to see if more people were trying to come to the fight first. He didn't want to waste his song necessarily, but they were pretty close. However, he obviously hesitated a bit too long, didn't get it off, and then when the TPs came through, Paparazzi ends up getting glimpsed back. So Na'Vi will end up leaving some vision, but it is spotted by Fenrir. So this won't pan out. Basically, that smoke now results in just a kill onto the Naga.
Yeah. Any other hero there? Probably a solo kill for General, but of course Mirana. That leap, very pesky, hard to lock down. It's just a solo clockwork. Drum now up on Dendy to go with those phase boots, level 11.
Blink here for 11. Pick it up from the side shop too.
Always a potential game changer.
Especially with Lil just kind of lurking here. He's got 15 seconds for the Static Storm, so that won't be available right away. So it should be an easy pickup on the Fenrir.
Up top, absolutely. X-Torrent both combo. He gets low, but Song of the Siren. Are they actually going to be able to turn this around? There is a Disruptor hiding in the trees. He does have that Static Storm. There's the mirror image from the Naga, but on the other side, it's an Epicenter. He jumps in, connects on 2. Big damage onto Dendi. Lil's already gone down, but now the hook shot in from General. They will turn onto Paparazzi. 11 falls, but now that Ori's here, they get the kill on Dendi. General left all alone, going blow for blow with Lonum. Even Velor now making the rotation. It's a 2 for 2, but Vici are low on resources, and Fenrir gets finished off. Lonum probably going to follow suit as the Battery Salt connects. Triple kill for General. Ends as a 2 for 4. The TA lives, but it's a small victory for Vici aside, or a big victory for Navi, rather.
Yeah, not the easy kill I envisioned on Fenrir, but it actually ends up being a little bit better. 846 gold for your Clockwork, and one of the most important times in the game for him. This is not a guy that really carries you through the mid game. You know, if anything, Skywrath Mage is going to start probably getting a little bit of farm post Atos, hopefully towards the Egg and Scepter. So some gold on Clock would be great.
Oh, now set up onto Lil as he walks into enemy territory. It looks like this may be the counter kill that Vici were hoping for. But Crystallize did finish off that tier 1 tower all the while when that fight was happening up bottom. So it was a multifaceted win for Navi. They create space for the Morphling and win a team.
Yeah, they're chasing him down with the Moonlight Shadow here too, hoping he'll dip back into the neutrals, and they are correct. Oh, but Fenrir pops when he places the ward.
But they might still be able to find it. A lot of setup again for that arrow on Paparazzi. The morph into strength, they don't have it, and they will not commit under the tower. Knowing that he's likely got teammates making the rotation, Vici will head back to their side of the map.
Yeah, and now they're trying to catch them on the way out.
Oh, there's a hook shot here for General. He might be able to isolate him. It's off the mark as he gets caught by the ice path, and this will be the punishment onto the Clockwork, the vengeance from that last fight as they end his mega kill streak. Looking for more.
Turn there.
But what will they find? Ward up top will get countered by Lil. He'll at least try to counter it, but it might cost him his life. He finishes off the ward. Ice Path comes in. Dual Breath will burn him down. Dire Courier says, hey guys, what's... Oh, God. He lives.
Will survive.
He's good. But 2 down on Navi, and Vici don't lose any.
Yeah, they just ran on in there. I mean, there was no boat available for Dendi, so even though he had the nice little setup there with the torrent, couldn't really capitalize.
Very back and forth game this time, Trent. 37 kills in 16 minutes.
I would like to see Dendi try and get some more kills in right now, though. You know, you just hit level 13. This is like one of the peak moments right now for the Kunkka. You get the maxed out X, you get level 2 in the goat ship. Such heavy damage. He needs to be a part of these little gank squads going around with the Clockwork and the Skywrath Mage, trying to build in towards his Shadow Blade using the kills. And they have 4 great heroes right now for making space for that Morphling.
Ori, Blink Dagger now just picked up.
Okay, going for the more like playmaking kind of a TA.
Kind of has to. You know, if TA's playing ahead, you'll see that Desolator come out first a little more commonly and then back into the Blink Dagger. But here, just need that initiation tool. And he is recovering. Still bottom of the pack, but that disparity in net worth is much smaller than it was 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, but you've seen like with the sentries too, they've been protecting that bottom ancient camp. Now he just gets a stack off there. So Navi not able to put anything in to disrupt that.
Smoke rotation from Vici gets
Right
broken by
ward.
Lil on the high ground. Yeah, it's a dire ward they're standing on. Not going to find the angle, but glimpsed back and hook shot it. Oh,
nice. Oh no, it didn't work out. They were trying to make it so he couldn't dodge the glimpse with the burrow strike.
But now the setup the other way. Here's the epicenter, the ice path. This could be bad for Navi. Lil taking huge damage. In too deep, it's the Naga Siren, so they just go 1 for 1. Not as good for Vici as it looked like it could have been.
Yeah, there's no macro pyre. He's playing, you could say a little bit greedy. He just wants his other skills. I mean, how often do you get a 4-man ice path this early in the game? It's understandable because the song cooldown is so huge that you're not ready for those big plays, but that is a moment where you really wish you had it.
Yeah, that little bit of extra damage would have made a big difference.
It lets you get on the offensive, you know? You can start chasing people down, get a little bit aggressive.
Paparazzi does get X-torrented here to pick up that haste rune. There's a Rod of Atos now that's been secured on the Skywrath Mage. That's a pretty early Rod of Atos for a support Skywrath.
Yeah, I think he's already got a higher net worth than his previous game on the Doom.
Yes, that's actually true. 4,500 net worth at 18 minutes. A lot of that from all of that skirmishing that happened in the lane. He's 8, 5, and 9 on Skywrath, so definitely been involved in a lot of these kills. Not the most surprising thing to see him with this farm. The Aghanim Scepter queued up. We've seen what this hero can do if he gets this kind of early farm, kind of similar to what we saw from that Zeus in the last game.
Yeah. We're already well on our way to the BKBs, though. Paparazzi just a Mithril Hammer away. So extremely early, again, kind of the hallmark of a lot of the Chinese Dota scenes the past couple of months, really. And now I would say brought into the whole meta, honestly, all regions. But yeah, there's your replay there. And of course, man, hard to believe this didn't go any better for them, but just didn't really have the additional damage to go with.
Yeah, it's an Ice Path on 2. The Breathe Fire comes in, or the Dual Breath, rather.
And I guess it is just the cogs, you know? You just get completely cut off, and then 11's like, yes, yeah.
Yeah, good positioning from the Clockwork.
Well, speaking of which, you know, he's just cleaning up some farm in the tower right now. What's the plan here, Clock? You really want to be hitting creeps right now? Want to be finding some heroes?
It seems like it. I mean, this has been a very action-packed game, and both teams seem fairly happy to let things settle down just a little bit, especially if you're Na'Vi. Your Morphling is #1 on net worth by a small margin, but he's so close to this Linken's, and that is the item that allows this hero to start at least participating in fights if the opportunity seems good.
Yep.
And E-Blade will be up next after that, so going for the stock standard Morphling build.
They've also been flaring over Roche, too, from General, just kind of keeping an eye on what they're up to.
Smoke catches Lil, sets up for the arrow, and it looks like they'll be able to bring him down. Mystic Flare does some pretty decent damage to the Sand King, but not enough for a counter kill as those bounty runes get picked up. I like that play from Vici, though, knowing that they're probably going to be going for those bounty runes, making that rotation right on time.
Just feels so awkward that Dendy's like hitting a small camp with his Shadow Blade drums. Everything off cooldown. They don't seem to be able to find these moments.
I'm tempted to agree with you there. I mean, even though I said they're okay to slow this down, you can't always do that 4+1. They've got a great 4-man squad to just find those kills.
Yeah, looks like they're going to get it now. So everyone's just kind of waiting until we're all grouped out. Obviously, with the death of Lil, it's not like he had many opportunities in that moment. But it still kind of feels like they've missed a little bit of a step here in the early game. Gonna fix it.
I thought they were going to walk into Roche for a second there. They've got the double damage rune on Dendy, and they do have a Solar Crest up on Clockwork.
There's that Naga. Nice ward from Lil to prep this.
Looking for a hook shot, perhaps, to initiate.
Someone's so far ahead. Did pop, leads with the next smoke now.
Pretty costly rotation from Na'Vi if they don't find anything
from
here.
the Radiant. It spots the Clockwork. And that means they'll just back away. They kind of know that, obviously with crystallizing the tower like that, you kind of assume something's going on. But
yeah,
so the split pressure is great from Fenrir.
The tier 1 tower goes down. Fenrir, could he be in some trouble? Hook shot comes, Lana nearby. He's just going to let Fenrir go. All the while up top, 11 pressuring that tier 1 tower, so it will at least be a tower trade from the perspective of Vici. BKB, first item on Paparazzi's Mirana, now complete.
Yeah, it didn't go in towards that instant Maelstrom that we've been seeing quite a bit from them. I wouldn't be too surprised to see it next. Currently, he actually has the Dragonlance queued up, though, so.
Oh, now this first real item for TA after the blink. That's the Desolator. Able to blink back, disjoint that Atos.
Yeah, just not really a amazing TA game, of course. You know, 1K lead for Na'Vi, really, you're hoping for VG to have like a 3 or 4K kind of lead right now. You know, you're playing a TA game, you think she's going to be well ahead, you're snowballing, you're doing some Dota stuff. Not really the case. So, Ori's still trying to find his way into this one. So 1-3-1, hard to believe.
Now movement to the top lane. The Sand King gets caught. Crystallize on the Morphling makes it an easy layup for the team. Another kill going the way of Na'Vi. Paparazzi in a little bit of an awkward spot in the trees, but has some TPs. Will be able to make it out. Never feels good to go BKB, first item on Mirana, but this game feels definitely like a smart pickup. So much magic damage, and of course Kunkka is sort of a counter to Mirana in that regard. Once she gets caught with the X, you're in big trouble.
Yeah, exactly. Doesn't really have an option, honestly. So it would be just the key target every single time.
And point blank hook shot from General. Nice cogs to try to push it back. Paparazzi does have some leaps. And he will head back. Limps
next to the cog.
Still 2 more. Ice Path helps him out. Moonlight Shadow's been used. Also a Dust deployed by Na'Vi. No kill following that pick on 11.
Yeah, Denny just not really able to factor in, obviously, the majority of the damage in these situations right now.
But Na'Vi trying to make plays happen. Last couple rotations, not super successful. Picking off the Sand King, it's not bad, but doesn't really do too much for you either. The rest of Vici pretty okay to just farm right through that.
Yeah, they've got the song, maybe feeling confident to try and push forward here. Make use of this liquid fire.
I think this Desolator on TA is just so scary. A lot of squishy heroes on Na'Vi, and now she has the ability to just pop them.
Dendi here with the Shadow Blade. What's our detection situation like here? Any sentries nearby? I don't think they have any. Yeah, they actually don't.
Hook shot hits a creep, actually. Not ideal for General. There's the Song of the Siren. Another good set of cogs kind of break this fight in half, and Dendi still isolated up top. The boat's going to fly through. Ori, rather. He goes down straight away. Paparazzi pops the BKB. He'll make it out, but now Fenrir in big trouble. He gets brought down. They catch one more. It's going to be 11. He does have a Yule Scepter, and he's able to blink out. So 2 down, but Ori just died immediately. It looked like a really good song, but again, General with impeccable power cog.
Yeah, and although we've kind of been harping a little bit on Dendi and the crew just because of like trying to get things going, but at the same time, because of the way they've itemized for the Mirana, they also are feeling this pressure to try and make things happen. She wants to use this BKB. They want to use it to hero the pressure towers, and I think they thought the song would be enough to back it up. You can kind of imagine how they would, but they just have such great angles of initiation because of the clockwork, like amazing range for him to go in from, and then you also just have the Kunkka too. Like that is massive range with level 4X. Goes all the way up to 1,000.
Yeah, that's pretty insane.
Paparazzi's ratting opportunities here though. Is not scared to buy low. He leaps TPs.
Makes it out. Paparazzi not able to grab that bounty rune, and surprise, surprise, Dendi was lingering by.
Oh,
X-Torrent is off the mark. That's unfortunate. Probably would have been a freebie on the bottom.
Yeah.
Instead, 11 takes another X.
What?
Torrent still on cooldown. That was peculiar, but now stun onto Dendi. Into the ice path. Oh no, Crystallize, that's not where you wanted to go. Arrow on top of the macro fire. Disastrous for these two Na'Vi cores. No rotations inbound, and they will both fall.
I need the fog to know what put there. What just happened? I need
that was bizarre across the board, but at the end of it, the waveform into the ice path, macro pyre arrow, definitely not what you want to do.
Yeah, all for a bounty rune.
That
They're with some
get.
gold. It's, hey, Kunkka did get his. He bottled that.
Okay,
Yeah.
he got that first one. But,
Yeah, come on now.
the second one did go
Show
the way
some
of 11.
respect. But either way, it's Dota 2 time. Oh, the flare. Everyone wait.
It's
Everyone
Dota
hold.
2 time,
Oh,
Trent.
what are
We're
you
going
doing?
into Roche.
Why? What are you doing, 11? You can't hit when the flare's over. You wait until after, then you hit it. Nah, he would have just flared right away anyway. It's fine.
Well,
I'm
this is
just
that
kidding.
awkward window, though, right? Buyback available on Morphling. Absolutely don't want to use it with 5 seconds left. Will they be able to kill it fast enough? The analysis is no.
They don't have song for 15.
Even with the minus armor, yep.
Relax. Get your song back. Chill out. Then go in for the road.
All right. Slow and steady. It was a good thought from Vici to try to make that play into the pit, but General 1 step ahead of him.
Hey, if you get a buyback, I mean, that would have been great, right? So.
Skywrath with about 2,100 gold, making some pretty good progress towards that Aghanim Scepter. Really increasing the damage output from Na'Vi in these team fights if he can grab it.
Yeah, he's getting a lot of farm, but also both of the supports on the rating. You know, you have this position 5 and Lil. He's not getting much at all this game compared to Lanham and Fenrir. I mean, Fenrir's over here throwing some liquid fire onto some neutral camps. You know, gets a stack going. He's getting rich too. He has a 4-staff done up against this clockwork. Someone had to do it, and this is just fantastic for them.
Absolutely. Ori has really recovered, though. TA is only 600 net worth behind the Morphling. He's just been slowly clawing his way back into this game. A BKB is queued up. And he's going to have it before too long.
Not able to find a hook shot.
Hook shot there, but yeah, not quite. But at the same token, Morphling is working on the E-Blade. Not going to have that window where he can just destroy this TA before magic immunity. So looking to be pretty well timed for that Vici mid laner. Speaking of Vici, they do smoke in the mid.
What's our angle here? Going to
Looks
utilize
like
the fact they took down the tower.
Wrap
Wrap
around.
around, yeah. Go up that back staircase. Lil, the Moonlight Shadow to boot. Very sneaky here. Sentry Ward is down.
And did he see it?
Yeah, he saw them.
Kinetic field, he's still going to get caught, it looks like. Arrow from across the way will secure the kill for Paparazzi, but all things considered, Na'Vi have to be fairly happy with that.
Yeah, that's not the hero they wanted. They want the Kunkka. Kunkka or the Clockwork would be kind of the dream heroes for this Roche. Disruptor, although good, not quite enough. Especially when you would assume he'd have buybacks. It's just so ridiculously cheap.
Yeah, he doesn't, but
No.
still.
And that might hurt them here.
Set up onto Clockwork from that beautiful Sand King. Will they have the damage to finish off the kills? Like Velor dies on the backside, but General gets force stabbed away. The defensive hook shot to Dendi might be enough to keep him alive. So they do find the Skywrath on the other side. Another quick pick. Is this enough for Vici to want to move into the pit?
Oh, yeah.
It gets pinged out.
Just use the hook shot. Just use the boat. Get in there quick. You got the Desolator.
And you have Song.
Yeah. You're not quite fortunate enough for the DB room, sadly. But that's okay. You got a Templar set.
He's coming, though. Again, without the hook shot, this isn't too scary.
They're
but
just hoping the flare will scare them.
they rocket flare away.
Like 11 can't be here. He's too low.
Well, this is a little risky.
Yeah, it's not quite fast enough.
Navi are going to charge in. 11's getting very low. He gets finished off first. Now Lanham and Ori also getting brought down. It's 3 dead.
What is happening?
Buyback used by the Sand King, but they're
They
just going to
walked
hand
in.
Roche on a silver platter to Navi. And just like that, Navi are right back in this game. It's a 2,500 net worth swing, plus they get Roche and the Aegis now on Crystallize. Wow. Bottom, Paparazzi.
Well, he might even be in trouble here because, of course, Hookshot is back.
Does have to use the BKB, but scary against the Clockwork with Hookshot and a Force Staff. Rocket Flare, not going to give him the vision. Nice little leap into the tree line. So Potom lived, but...
All right, that Roche fight,
All right,
here's
here's the replay.
again. So, again, this green on the song has really been murdering them.
Yes.
I have to say.
And this is the second time now.
So, first off, 11 very low. They have the earn charges on LAN-M, not using them to bring up 11. He used it on himself there. He's like, sorry, buddy, you're not important. And then he goes for the song. Oh, no, I don't think so. That is the stolen Jakiro Ice Path coming through in the clutch. Give them the Roche.
Beautifully done. Now back into the game. Hook shot onto the Sand King. Fenrir getting isolated. The Disruptor's getting low. They'll at least go 1 for 1. But Na'Vi might be able to find more. They've got the reinforcements. Limited on detection as Moonlight Shadow has been deployed. Now it's Vici that are on the hunt. They know Na'Vi can't see him, and 11 sets it up. Lincoln's gets broken. Arrow connects, but the boat is going to fly across the fray. Does not connect, but it's enough to push Vici back. Now General in the front line. Does have some power cogs available, but no hook shot. BKB used from Dendi. They bring in the kill on 11, and again, the song doesn't really do that much. The BKB, Dendi stays alive through it. Arrow connects to slow him down. And now Vici are just on retreat.
Just means there won't be another X here to keep the chase going. So, again, though, that was the dieback Sand King. His net worth is tanking. This was that guy. Remember how well he started? This is the top net worth Sand King. Where was that Clockwork? Bottom of the barrel. Where is he now? General on top of that Sand King.
How quickly the turntables, Trent.
DJ General.
This is not looking great for Vici. 6K net worth for Na'Vi, and what's really scary is this Morphling. Crystallize is online with a BKB, and now that E-Blade is going to be coming up next, not that far away, only about 1,200 gold to go.
Yeah, he's a whole new beast now. Like, the way Crystallize's been playing, he's not really playing this, like, Morphling traditional kind of a deal, right? He's still going to have that shotgun combination, but the way he's been copying and using these spells has just been amazing.
Hero looking for the TP, makes it out. Nice heads-up play there.
But again, as he said, TP's out, heads away, so we can head right into that tower. We got 2 catapults here. It's go time.
They do force 1 TP up top. Ori trying to split push, but General has a hook shot. If he can find him here, interrupt this TP, it could be bad for Ori, but not going to find it.
Jeez, that was another long TP. So he makes way to the bottom lane. They have smoked up to try and defend this here.
Uh-oh. Crystallize, loses the Lincolns. But not going to be able to catch anyone else, it seems. Vici still kind of in pursuit. 11 smoked up at the front lines. Crystallize, farming the Ancients. They're on the high ground. They set this up. They break the Lincolns.
They don't have Ori.
They dunk it again onto the with the arrow, and that's the end of the Aegis. But will there be a cleanup from Na'Vi? The dust is used. Paparazzi blinks in. Big time damage here on Crystallize as he goes in deep, but the BKB gets popped, and now it's Lanham that gets turned on. Paparazzi tries the BKB to live, but he might not be so lucky. He finally gets finished off. They did get the kill on Velor, but Ori's in pretty deep here with the BKB. 11 with the epicenter. It might be enough. Crystallize is so low, but he does still survive for now. TA getting stunned up, and he's able to make it away. 11 gets killed. Fenrir locked inside of the cogs. He'll get brought down. Ori, the final survivor of Vici Gaming. He wants to find Crystallize, but he can't do it. Those burrow strikes are not stop, and all 5 of Vici are down. Na'Vi showing hope for fans around the world. Their tournament life on the line, they come in big.
It feels like Vici are just not on the same page. They can't seem to figure out what the plan is. I mean, maybe the plan was that Ori shows. He denies the tower, he starts hitting the waves, and Na'Vi are supposed to think, oh, okay, they're not chasing after us. But even so, he's so late getting that fight. He is your net worth right now. He is your damage. I don't know if you can afford to do these kind of plays.
Do you have a replay here?
Love
Excellent
how close he was.
beginning for Vici, right?
It
Bring
looks
down
great.
that
He goes
Aegis.
down instantly.
They've hit these arrow combos so many times, but then the turn comes. 11 almost survives. You think, wow, they've got the Morphling isolated. This is great, but all of a sudden, the BKB, the ultimate comes, and Morphling just turns things around.
I don't know. I mean, Ori eventually gets there and cleans up Velor. The story of Velor's life so far, but at that point, everyone else just starts falling down. 11 just loses. I mean, 11 almost died at the very beginning of the fight. That would have been even worse for side of each game. But he's managed to survive there, and obviously Crystallize almost dies in the TA trap, but he uses the Morph once again.
And even if you kill the Morphling there, still such a devastating fight for Vici. Losing a lot of this momentum, and they don't have the hardest carries. Mirana, TA, not the hero duo or the core duo that you're really confident going late game against a Morphling Kunkka.
No, especially when you've had to itemize so defensively up until this point. Like Paparazzi, you get into this Dragonlance and you think things like, okay, not bad, not bad. But then you still have to just like, you know, you don't get a Hurricane Bike out of it. You had to build up this BKB. So basically just Maelstrom at this point.
And now this is where Na'Vi really start to scale into that late game a little bit better. The Crystallis is completed on Dendi. He's going to be going for a Daedalus. So the big time right clicks from Kunkka are a reality. And of course that Ethereal Blade that we've talked about so much is up on Morphling. So now he has the ability to pop people in the back lines and do some big time burst damage. That window where Vici should have an easy advantage has kind of closed. Now the clockwork up top.
11 goes for the cheeky play on the tower, but General did get that deny.
Yeah, nice little deny there.
Very important.
I don't know if Vici really want to commit to this. They're pretty deep in enemy territory and pretty
General.
easy for Na'Vi to rotate.
This boy needs some dust, though. Come on, you're Clockwork.
I'm with
My
that.
dude. It is time. You're against the Mirana draft.
Clockwork.
That's kind of your role.
My main man.
Yeah. Get in there.
Get some detection going. Well, what do we do if we're Vici Gaming right now, Trent? It's not an insurmountable lead, 7K net worth, but what's the game plan here?
Naga Song, Meteor Hammer,
Well,
win
that's
Dota 2.
That's a step.
Yep, he's got the Bassi. You know, maybe Landham's been a little bit weak on the song so far, but let me tell you how you idiot-proof a song. You get a Bassi, you get a Meteor Hammer, some heroes are in charge. Some combo stuns going. What are my BKBs on the dire side? I got Dendi, looking good 8 seconds. I got Crystallize at 9 seconds. Okay, those are not the heroes you want to go for. Oh, how about General? 10 seconds. Uh-oh. Maybe we do have some problems
Big
here.
negative there, Ghost Rider on that Meteor Hammer having a big impact, at least in the immediate future.
Yeah.
Very scary. Mirana working on the Mjolnir up next, so that'll be queued up. And TA, what's on the docket for her? It's the Nullifier, and this time it is a Nullifier.
Okay, yeah. Good on you. They have some annoying stuff, though. They have a lot of split push going on, of course. They can clear waves with the Chikiro, the Naga Siren, the Sand King, and the Templar Assassin, and, oh, well, also Mirana. So all 5 heroes can just be in and out, blowing stuff up, and, of course, TA doesn't even have to be there. With the way traps work now, very irritating to play against, as that Nullifier is picked up. And Nullifier is that one thing that can just be like, yeah, we don't care
It's
what
a
your
game
net
changer.
worth is.
Yeah.
You're dead. So
It truly is. So it gives the X factor to Vici, and maybe they can start regaining control of this game. Bottom tier 2 tower goes down for Na'Vi, but it's looking like it'll be a tower trade as up top they are pressuring this tier 2. The last outer tower of the game, nothing but tier 3s remain for both sides.
yeah, we just got our Roche timer here. It's going to be 2.5 minutes, so we're going to be playing for that. That is the plan. Of course, there's an innate advantage to Vici Gaming. They're going to have the trap inside. I think Na'Vi not quite on the ball right now, just not thinking about that. Pretty common D-ward, of course.
We've got the TA, and they are also Radiant, which, as we've discussed, is seen as a little bit of an advantage. I think that stat was like 45-55, favoring Radiant in terms of win rate this tournament. So
That is
definitely Definitely the better position to be in, especially if you're a little bit behind. Just slightly easier to control this area of the map around the pit. A small advantage.
Yes,
Very
small. And Dendy looking to wipe that out, though, with the Daedalus. So he's already
And
getting some pretty big hits
double
in.
damage in the bottle. Ooh.
Very
Probably
nice.
won't get to
Oh,
use it,
there.
but-
He's practicing down bomb. 12:53 right
That's
now
not
on
too
the
bad.
wave. Yep. They can take that. Okay, so no dust. General went for the gem. I like it.
Okay.
Not here in time, though. They Moonlight Shadow in, but they don't find anything.
Chikiro also has a gem on the side of Vici. So
Okay.
both sides with a lot of detection, or well, both sides with detection.
Nice way
And,
to try and clear up these.
Yeah, expect
Deeper
to see
wards.
some dewarding, that's for sure.
And the TA traps, though, again, very important. So
Still a minute on Roche, but Na'Vi smoked up, trying to take control of the area. See some drawings there on the minimap as both teams highlighting how important this next big fight is.
yeah, the only problem there is that they smoked up and general destroyed the TA trap, and then they kind of just started pinging and circling them, and they ran away. So
Yeah. Right. Self-X on Dendy. The
30.
risk-free creep clear.
30 seconds until Roche time.
Paparazzi up top. Living life on the edge.
Oh, this is
TP
some-
out. Oh, the glimpse gets
Yeah.
there in time, but he's got a BKB.
Yeah, we all knew it had to be the hook. It is the only way. A little bit of liquid, you know, some moments there. TPing up in the tree line. Na'Vi
That's-
were almost doing it.
Playing with fire. Yeah, that's a really scary time to get picked off there. But now it goes the other way. Lil, he walks in by himself, and they catch him. Lanham on the other side. There's the song of the siren we were talking about.
Right.
Isolates the team from saving the disruptor. He does not have a buyback either. Ice Path on 2. There's the dual breath. The clockwork's the focus of this fight.
He can't get the BKB off.
The boat comes through, and it looks like the Naga will get killed. A 1-for-1.
They can't commit into that, though. They don't feel comfortable enough. Even the BKB, the nullifier, everything ready and available. Finally, the BKB goes from General.
Yeah, used by General, and now 11 might be in some trouble. He does have a Yule, but the point-blank hook shot, he tries to burrow strike away, but gets brought down by the Mystic Flare. Now Crystallized, jumping forward, does get repelled by the TA. What looked really good for Vici, again, ends up favoring Na'Vi, and it does even force a buyback out of the Naga Siren despite not having an ultimate.
Yeah, it felt like it was going to be just like Disruptor's down, we back away, maybe try and force the buyback out of him, and then somehow it works out that Lanham's buying back after he goes down. The song just like, it didn't feel that great, you know?
Yeah.
You want that song for the Roche fight, not necessarily, and maybe if you can wipe 3 or 4 heroes here, then you can get into the pit, but was not quite the perfect situation, perhaps more of a
How did they
defensive
kill this
one.
Morphling? I mean, this is the second fight now where they have a pretty good setup. They put a lot of damage into him, and Crystallize isn't even really that close to dying. I think this is just going to get worse. I mean, he's got Lincoln's BKB E-Blade, now a Scotty coming up next. Where's their damage coming from?
Well, you think TA, and then you realize that he's got 48 armor, which is about 70% physical resistance, and you think, oh, that is a problem, Andrew. What are they going to do? Because when he has BKB going, he's practically invincible.
Yeah, I mean, TA does have a potential solution here. She's got the Bloodthorn queued up to go with the Nullifier, so Ori is going to decide to just purchase a Doom.
Yep, that's good.
And that is definitely a tool that could work. I
Probably
think
get
they're
more
going to the
Dooms
right
off
place.
than Velor did,
Yeah,
I would imagine.
You're probably right. But Epicenter from 11 sets it up. Ori jumps in with the BKB on. There's the Meteor Hammer. Dendy goes down first, but Crystallize is looking healthy, and Ori is in big trouble. He's still alive, but Song of the Siren actually saves him with 30 HP until the flare from General secures the kill. Now the buyback's used. Dendy's already used his. Skywrath gets locked down, and Roach is just running back and forth. Disruptor in the pit. He'll stay alive for now, but this Morphling is having an absolute field day. Nothing slowing him down. Buyback from the Skywrath. Both teams using all of their resources to control this area. They want Roche.
Yeah, need that Aegis, need that cheese. Dendy just inside the pit, not where he really wants to be at the moment. He's trying to play that outside line.
2 buybacks used by Na'Vi, 1 used by Vici. It is a net worth gain, from loss for Na'Vi, I suppose. The trade favors the Radiant, but it just feels like in all these fights, Na'Vi really are in the driver's seat. It's a little bit easier for them. If Vici get a catch just like that, Epicenter on 3, they have a chance in these fights, but in a straight-up 5v5 engagement, it just feels like Na'Vi have so much more damage as they just walk straight to the pit.
Crystallize is so terrifying, though. So many great steals. And that last fight, he had the refraction going for him, too. As the arrows sail through, it's only Sky.
But Roche is still standing, 800 HP. BKBs get popped, it could still get sniped. Dendy picks up the Aegis as the Dire kill Roche. Paparazzi's gonna be the one that dies first, it looks like, as his BKB expires. Ori able to blink back. But it's a big victory for Na'Vi.
Yeah, very greedy play from Paparazzi. He tries to snag something, but he will just die. The cheese goes to Morph, the Aegis to Dendy, and he takes a kill on Fenrir to boot.
Absolutely. High ground siege could be imminent. No buyback available on the bottom. Short just a little bit of gold. Glimpse into the kinetic field. That's a dieback on 11. They've got a 5v3 for 45 seconds with an Aegis and cheese. If there was a time to do it, this is it, Na'Vi. A lot to prove to the world here after a rough game one, and they look good in game two.
6 games so far. Things have not been
It's
going
been a
that
rough
well.
couple months for Na'Vi, Trent, and this is their sign of redemption. Or is it Lana
no,
with
the
the
two
setup,
non-BKBs.
Fenrir. It's not enough damage, perhaps. Velor goes down first, but they lose the Jakiro. Ori out deep. No BKB for 1 second, and this TA's down. No buyback. 115 in the grave, and that's it, baby. Na'Vi do it. We're going to the ace match. The Sayori prediction comes true, and the hope for CIS fans around the world lives.
Oh man, items being dropped, destroyed. The celebration is real here from Lil. His old classic, man, that guy's been doing that for years.
What a game, Trent. The series that everyone thought would be a blowout has turned into be one hell of a nail-biter.
Yeah, that was a great one to watch, man. Na'Vi, they just, that Morphling, man, what a hero. 11-3 and 19, and Crystallize, what a player to go with it,
It's
you know?
insane how well they turned it around, because that tri-lane up top started so disastrous. Vici had, it's like 7-2 in the first set of kills, but then they slipped up, they overcommitted, and Crystallize capitalized so hard.
And it is just so much more enjoyable to watch this new Morphling. Like, that was a true like display of skill. Like, watching those other heroes taking over the Sand King, using the Burrow Strike, setting up so many great plays during those engagements, and it felt like they look good in those fights, man, you know? I feel like across the map, they're controlling a little bit of vision there from General. That was a core clockwork. Not the easiest thing to make work these days. And Velor, this is a guy who's coming into a team who has to be the replacement for essentially just be like, yeah, we got to fix all our problems, and it's all on you, buddy.
Velor dominated.
Yeah, he had a terrible game.
This has been the series of the position 4. Last game, he got dumpstered on the Doom. That Zeus did 55k damage. Now you look at it the other side. Velor did the most damage in the game, 27k on the Skywrath. The position 4 on Vici,
yeah, Lanham was
not quite
on point with the songs. That is for sure. Not on point with the Meteor Hammers. A little bit too late on many of the songs. Did not show off the old FY Naga, in my opinion.
No,
you
not
know,
quite.
Do not buy stock in Lanham Naga.
I think the other problem for Vici was just transitioning that farm from the Sand King to the rest of the team. He started at the top, and then he kind of just lost that net worth, and it didn't seem like that really went anywhere else. It was just a net loss at the end.
Yeah, I liked a lot of their ideas, like, because they had this idea of having the Blink Dagger on the Sand King, right? He's going to pair with the Blink Dagger on the Templar Assassin. And then you have this early BKB on Paparazzi, and they went for that one fight mid. They got crushed, and suddenly they felt lost. It looked like they didn't know what to do, and Na'Vi wrestled control, and they never let go.
Absolutely. The general clockwork, kind of my MVP there, 12-1 and 14.
You were just so right.
An incredible showing.
I know.
But let's see what the panel thought about this epic Game 2.
Thank you very much, gents. Yes, what do you know? I'm not going to do it. I've done it before. I'm not going to curse it. But well played to Na'Vi. Very good game indeed. Alan, you guys all went the other way.
We did.
You all went for Vici again, thinking this was going to be a 2-0. And on paper, it looked like that. But that's a really well-played game.
It was a great, well-played game by Na'Vi, but one issue we flagged after that game one was that the 1 and 2 positions of Na'Vi outplayed their counterparts on Vici in that first game, and you saw it big time in this one. That was a Kunkka, that was a last-pick TA that was only 14-4 in the mid lane when Kunkka was 19-10. We all know Dendy loves his denies, but I don't think that lane is supposed to go that way. And General, you know, MVP absolutely to me. General was level 6 against a level 9 Sand King 9 minutes into the game. He was 1K down in net worth. By 15 minutes in, after this fight here, you are about to see General was #1 in net worth in the entire game.
Yeah, and I was only pretending when I said that Vici Gaming would win because I was playing around the Palin curse there because I want Na'Vi to win.
Of course.
I want Na'Vi to win because they're a fun team to watch. And yeah, they played really well, and I have to say, Ori did not have a really good game at all here. His TAs was not very good. even went aggro for him so that he could not get ganked by Skyrit. And, you know, he was free lane 8 minutes against the Kunkka, but still did not do well at all.
All of you said the 3 through 5 for Na'Vi needed to step up, and the
Big
3 in
time.
this game definitely did. But what about the supports? Did they do their job better this time?
It was a little bit better. I think overall this was just kind of very messy, chaotic, crazy, sloppy game from start to finish from both sides, but that plays to Navi's hands. There was like 15 kills in the first 8 minutes in that top lane, and it was just a complete bloodbath, back and forth action. Vici Gaming were kind of getting the better of them, but at some point the aggression kind of got the best of Vici, and it was Na'Vi who managed to end like a 4-kill streak on the Mirana and get a huge chunk of gold to Crystallize, and Crystallize kind of never looked back.
And this is the fight here, right?
This
Where
is huge. here's your Morphling. Who needs an E-Blade when you got Ice Path into Adaptive?
and the Naga, they're being completely out of position there. She should not be standing outside the row. She should be on the left. They're counter-initiating with the sleep, but completely losing the fight there for them. So a little bit sloppy by Lanham.
Yep, big time.
Do you think that the chaos of this game, I mean, we had nearly 40 kills after 18 minutes, do you think that played into Na'Vi's hands? And do you think that Vici tried to match them and go toe-to-toe and it maybe got sucked into that?
Yeah, I don't know Velier too much, but I know Lil's a guy who loves playing these crazy, kill-heavy, fighting kind of style. He's a heavy ganker support player, so definitely he's a guy who's happy with this kind of a game. And it looked like Velier was very comfortable with the Skywrath. He's playing a hero that wants to keep trading hits, throwing spells. You die, who cares? You TP back in, you're full health, full mana. You throw another 10 spells, so it seemed like it did play quite well into Na'Vi's hands.
Yeah. Do you think Vici got suckered a little bit, Alan? Or
No. I mean, I think that's a part of the narrative, Paul, but look, what I'm seeing here with mistakes like that by Lamb, that's a veteran player, as you mentioned, been around since TI, played in the TI1 Grand Final, that out of position on Na'Vi near the Roche pit. These are fundamental mistakes that you just can't afford to make at this level of play.
Yep. End of the game coming very shortly, of course, and Na'Vi picking up their first game of the tournament. What a time to do it as well. You know, big players, big names, got to step up at this time, and that's exactly what Dendy and the team have done in this game. Is it given Vici things to think about, Henrik, for game 3? Or do you think this is just one of those outliers and it's just the style and it went back to that kind of CIS run at you kind of chaotic fight styles that Na'Vi love?
Yeah, and this is exactly how Navi wants to play. They got a new players, mainly have not played this kind of Dota before, so they just like reduce the professional Dota to a pub game instead, and he'll feel right in there because you know there's so many kills everywhere, and Vici Gaming playing just way too sloppy this game.
Yeah, the scoreboard bears the incredible amount of kills in this game. I don't know where even to start right now. Crystallized 11, 3, and 19. But Velier, look at that. 12, 9, and 19 on him. Died a lot, but also picked up a lot of kills in general. 12, 1, and 14. Possibly has the MVP from you guys, I would imagine.
Absolutely.
5-star general. I think he was so huge for Na'Vi in that game. That was the one lane, that bottom lane, that Vici Gaming won, and they won it hard with Sand King, but General more than made up for it. 6 minutes to go from 2K to over 5K net worth, top of the game.
Yeah, just shows, doesn't it, God, it's why Clock is such a good first phase pick, because picked first still comes out on top at the end of the game.
Yeah, very flexible hero, can play multiple lanes, and General's great when he's on these aggressive playmaking, initiating heroes. He used to be very well known for his Bat Rider, Clockwork, similar style of hero, a bit more in the meta right now, and he played absolutely amazing here. Gonna need another MVP performance from him in game 3, no doubt, though, because job not done, and that's why I wasn't going to get too carried away with the whole, the meme. We know about it, but there's a chance now that Na'Vi fans will be looking at this thinking, oh, this is a classic Na'Vi series, right? They lose the first game to a team they expect to lose to. Then they give us hope by winning the second game, and then they lose narrowly in the third and go out. We've seen it so many times play out. Is it going to happen again?
I still want to see them fix the issue with more reliable disable 3 through 5 in their draft. I think they got away with it this game because General was just that good, was in the middle of those fights with his hooks, always hitting them, and the battery assault active. I think without that heroic performance in General, you might have seen something play out like game 1.
Do you agree with that? Because, Velier looked much more comfortable in the sky, and we know what Lil can do when he's like that in that kind of mode.
Na'Vi looked good, but Vici Gaming, they gifted them a lot. The Naga being out of position at the key Roshan fight. Didn't touch upon the Mirana item build. It was god-awful.
God.
Rushing Tread's BKB, game-losing right there. Ori's mid-play, he lost a 1v1 to Dendy. So many things happened on Vici Gaming's side that just should not happen. It wasn't like there were areas where Na'Vi outplayed them, played really well. Hats off to Na'Vi, but these are kind of very basic mistakes that Vici was making. You just can't do.
All right, plenty to think about for both teams as they head into a break, which is where we're heading to right now when we come back, of course. Na'Vi versus VG. Game number 3 for a place in the next round. We'll see you in a bit.